Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. It always seems impossible until it's done. Courageous people do not fear forgiving for the sake of peace. A winner is a dreamer who never gives up. The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. Resentment is like drinking poison and then hoping it will kill your enemies. For to be free is not merely to cast off one's chains, but to live in a way that respects and enhances the freedom of others. Our human compassion binds us the one to the other, not in pity or patronizingly, but as human beings who have learnt how to turn our common suffering into hope for the future. Do not judge me by my successes. Judge me by how many times I fell down and got back up again. I learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear. If you want to make peace with your enemy, you have to work with your enemy. Then he becomes your partner. What counts in life is not the mere fact that we have lived. It is what difference we have made to the lives of others that will determine the significance of the life we lead. Freedom cannot be achieved unless the women have been emancipated from all forms of oppression. I am fundamentally an optimist. Whether that comes from nature or nurture, I cannot say. Part of being optimistic is keeping one's head pointed toward the sun, one's feet moving forward. Overcoming poverty is not a gesture of charity. It is an act of justice. There can be no greater gift than that of giving one's time and energy to help others without expecting anything in return. To deny people their human rights is to challenge their very humanity. I dream of an Africa which is in peace with itself. There is no passion to be found playing small, in settling for a life that is less than the one you are capable of living. I detest racialism because I regard it as a barbaric thing, whether it comes from a black man or a white man. Money won't create success. The freedom to make it will. In my country, we go to prison first and then become president. When a man is denied the right to live the life he believes in, he has no choice but to become an outlaw. A good head and a good heart are always a formidable combination. Man's goodness is a flame that can be hidden but never extinguished. Difficulties break some men, but make others. No axe is sharp enough to cut the soul of a sinner who keeps on trying, one armed with the hope that he will rise even in the end. I am not a saint, unless you think of a saint as a sinner who keeps on trying. We must use time wisely and forever realize that the time is always ripe to do right. I was not a messiah, but an ordinary man who had become a leader because of extraordinary circumstances. If you talk to a man in a language he understands, that goes to his head. If you talk to him in his language, that goes to his heart.